Well, I'm glad that you even talking about the heart of the shaman, because especially as we get into 2026, everything is about heart-centered businesses, heart-centered actions, heart-centered. The heart piece is going to be tremendous, starting really from the solstice coming up, moving forward into the rest of the time that we're going to be on this planet. But um, the work that I do, when I say it's from the heart, there was a time when I first started, I was in my ego because I was wondering, am I doing this right? Am I doing it wrong? But when I dropped into my heart and I was really working with people, the planet, the animals and stuff like that, I realized in the heart space is where all the answers were. In the
Mm.
heart space is where my channeling comes from. In the heart space is where it's easy to navigate the path forward. And so for me, I've learned to really ask my ego to step aside. And people hear me say this during my meditations and things that I do with them. I'll say, step aside, ego, step aside, because I physically have to ask my ego to step away because sometimes with everything that's happening in the world, it can interfere or cause static in what's happening in the heart. Once I get in the heart space, it's easy to connect with people because that's where their soul's hanging out. And I love working with the soul. Well,
Goodness.
I'm glad that you kind of, dialogued it that way because on the soul's path, the soul already places all these experiences that it wants to experience to get closer to that energy of oneness. So if the ego sees something as a problem, a challenge, or I'm at the crossroads of my path, the soul already knows the answer because the soul is the one who created the situation for you to navigate to learn what you need to learn. So when you go into the soul space, the answer is already there. But isn't it funny how we were brought up? You do the pros and cons, you do your research, you try to use every bit of logic. But when you take that breath, kind of like you do with your folks, and you breathe and you have them get into that heart space, look at how the answers just come. It's a no brainer because it's a no brainer because it's all right here. And when people say it's a no brainer, it's because the answer came right here. Well, I think you're saying it quite well. You know, the way that my guides show me is when I'm looking into somebody's soul's path, who's supposed to be in their path is in their path. So you're going to find me and I'm going to find you if it's meant to be. So recently I've had a person from Finland and I thought, holy cow, when we connected. But then I realized he found me how he was supposed to find me. And a lady recently from Louisiana found me. And what I explained to her that I remember that stayed with me when I was channeling is that just like you choose your mom and dad and everybody who's in their path, and like Aaron, remember when we connected a long time ago, that your vibration is attracting who you're supposed to be with. So it's neither right or wrong. It's
Mm.
not how many followers you have or how many people are in your classes. It really has to do with how much, whatever energy you're putting out. So if there's people like influencers, and I'm not really paying attention to any one of them because I really don't watch that stuff. But sometimes influencers want to get followers. And so that means they're going to do more from this, maybe an ego energy, because there's an expectation, a thing
Mm.
make happen, right? And so that's a certain vibration. So the people that are still there will be attracted to that. And then there's other people who are working more here, and you just know who's supposed to be in your path will be in your path, and that they'll find you. And that's a level of trust that you really have to get into because when there's nobody there for a couple of days, that's your soul's way to say it's time to integrate, it's time to recalibrate, it's time to find our balance. And then all of a sudden you're busy, 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 busy.